It's okay to love the Orioles right now, even though they stink. It's okay to love the Royals, who actually are 9 games back of the wild card. They're making a mid-season surge, having won 7 of their last 9 games to only be 13 under. That's how bad it was. But there's something else happening at Camden Yards that is worth discussion. They have a new owner, you know that, David Rubenstein. They've got someone who may or may not be committed to doing what's necessary to spending the money required to have the depth that you need to overcome injuries that you're going to have in order to compete longer term in the American League East. The Orioles are coming off 2 damn successful seasons. They then fired their manager and decided there was a better way to go. Now articles are starting to creep. The Baltimore Sun did a creeper article. Orioles attendance at Camden Yards this year is down more than 8% following the team's underwhelming offseason and poor start. Before I get into that, you remember 2 nights ago when the Rockies beat the Marlins and there were 5,800 people? Last night, the Rockies beat the Marlins. More on that in our Nothing Personal Pick of the Day. And I don't know how many people there. My guess is they wouldn't announce that number again. My guess is they'd probably, knowing them, announce 7,500 people. But the fact of the matter is, if you know what you're doing as team president, you do not allow these articles to be written, period. You are the victim of your own idiocy. Why did I make up attendance? Because I don't want to read articles like this in my home paper. I'd rather that they say, hey, 15,000 announced, didn't look like that. Don't care what you think it looked like. You weren't looking far enough because people were standing in the outfield. They were standing on line at the concession stand. They were in the parking lot making whoopee. I don't care what they were doing. They were there. Of course, I made it up, but you don't know that. You think I'm ever announcing 5,800 people? You've got to be kidding me. Never. It becomes the laughing stock and the top conversation on every sports show around the country. If the Rockies beat the Marlins and there's 12,000 people in the park, it's a note. Yeah, the Rockies won their 10th game. Way to go. And in other news, someone has a hangnail. That's how it would work. When the Orioles are announcing that they have 8% attendance down, and that means they're averaging 23,749, which is outstanding, but it's down 2,000 fans per game, or 8.3% compared with attendance through last June. Are you telling me the president that you have in Baltimore is not paying attention to year over year and making sure that there's no possible way that there can be a down in attendance because you don't want to give people the impression that it's okay to walk away from the team when they're struggling? Now would be the time to bolster up your fan base and say, man, we love you. Our team has been playing like a bunch of crap, but people, you are supporting us. You're still coming. I'm the new owner of the team, and I want to thank the best fans in the world, and you deserve for us to win more games, and by golly, we're going to try. Isn't that a way better way to spin it? And all it takes is adding another 2,000 people per game. Do that. Don't get me wrong. Here's the cost of it. You buy dollar tickets. That's what we did. It costs $2,000 to get 2,000 more people in the stands. $1. And they're made up. The people can't show up because they don't actually have the ticket because you buy them out of the inventory of unsold tickets and you move them from unsold to sold and it goes into a sold tickets, which is what you announce. You don't announce turnstile anyway. I don't, and Coca, this may be a blind spot. I don't know. I don't get it. We have to deal with the whole thing in Baltimore because of lower attendance. We have to deal with an absolute embarrassment in Miami because of such attendance. Why? Now, if you're David Rubenstein, you can bet your sweet bippers that he's concerned about the play of his team. He's concerned about the revenue of his team. He's concerned about average ticket price. He's concerned about who he's competing with. He's concerned about the fact that his ballpark is old, but their video board is new. He's concerned about all sorts of things that he's trying to make different, signing autographs and doing bobbleheads of himself, etc. and he's got all of these enhancements that he's doing. I love when we say that. We are putting a lot of money into Oriole Park at Camden Yards. We are giving enhancements. It's all going to be great. Here's what you should do. Don't have Charlie Morton as your best offseason pitching signing after losing Corbin. Now I'm hurt Burns. Fans need to stand up. Going to stand up and shout as loudly as you can. Dear owner, I appreciate the fact that you own the team and that you're going to be taking the appreciation that I've given you and you're going to put it toward the value of your team and you're going to capture all of it once you sell. However, I would like you to know that in the meantime, it would be my preference, if I were given a say, and were there to be a suggestion box, that instead of redoing the Diamond Club and moving the home run sculpture or adding a different kind of hot dog and making sure Darren Ravel talks about how great our concessions are, you know what I'd like? I'd like a damn infielder. And then, if you don't mind, wouldn't mind a starting pitcher. That would really be super duper.